In the sweltering July heat, the skies above Tokmak, a city in Ukraine's central Zaporizhzhia region, hum with the faint whine of Skat 350M unmanned aerial vehicles UAVs. Produced by Russia's Kalashnikov Group, these drones, weighing about 7.7 pounds, boast a 31-mile operational range and up to 4 hours of continuous flight. Equipped with high-resolution cameras capable of 1080p video and 10x optical zoom, the Skat 350M drones glide over parched fields, dusty dirt roads, and scattered residential areas, scanning for hidden positions of Ukraine's defense and security forces. From a logistics base deep in Tokmak, where Russia controls over 70% of Zaporizhzhia's territory, Russian crews operate the Skat 350M drones, relaying data to guide precise artillery strikes using 2S-19 MSTA-S 152mm self-propelled howitzers or BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launchers, maintaining relentless pressure on Ukrainian forces. Each morning, as dawn's faint light breaks, a green UAZ-452 van, nicknamed Bukhanka, or bread loaf in Russian, quietly departs the base. Powered by a 2.7-liter diesel engine with a top speed of 59 miles per hour and an 1,800-pound payload capacity, the van carries 2 Russian air reconnaissance soldiers and a Skat 350M drone for scouting missions. Its patchy green paint and rattling engine are familiar sights on Zaporizhzhia's rugged dirt roads. But on the morning of July 16, this routine journey became the target of a sudden Ukrainian attack, marking a tactical victory that briefly shifted the battlefield's momentum. Russian reconnaissance efforts couldn't evade the vigilance of Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Agency, HER. Supported by a network of spies and local resistance groups, HER meticulously gathered intelligence. Intercepted Russian communications and reports from courageous locals operating covertly revealed the UAZ-452 van's route. According to HER, cited by the Kyiv Post, the van regularly moved at dawn, transporting 2 Russian soldiers and a Skat 350M drone from the Tokmak logistics base to forward positions about 6.2 miles away. Despite its worn appearance, the Bukhanka was a strategic target, critical for moving Russian personnel and reconnaissance equipment. Seizing the chance for a precise strike, HER planned an attack using a weapon emblematic of asymmetric warfare, a homemade first-person view FPV UAV, compact yet devastating. Building the FPV UAV was a technical feat under resource-scarce conditions. In a dilapidated warehouse with peeling walls and a rusted tin roof, hidden in a dense forest 9.3 miles from Tokmak, Ukrainian technicians worked tirelessly. They used commercial drone frames, typically DJI Mavic or similar models, weighing about 8.8 ounces unloaded and capable of carrying up to 5.5 pounds. A 720p FPV camera with a 60 FPS frame rate was mounted on the drone, linked to FPV goggles via a 5.8 GHz radio frequency, ensuring stable signal transmission within a 1.9-mile radius. The chosen warhead was an RPG-7 grenade, weighing 4.85 pounds, measuring 37.4 inches long, and capable of penetrating up to 19.7 inches of steel. Technicians crafted a reinforced metal mount using stainless steel and high-strength nylon straps to secure the grenade. An electronic detonation system, triggered by a 12V pulse, was integrated to activate the warhead on impact. Every detail was rigorously tested: the drone's balance under heavy load, the mount's durability, and the camera's accuracy.
Trials in a nearby empty lot involved navigating simulated obstacles like trees and fences, ensuring the drone could maintain 16 to 33 feet altitude and a top speed of 50 miles per hour without losing stability. Preparations for the attack were shrouded in secrecy. The launch site was a dense forest with tall pines obscuring overhead visibility. A 24-year-old former software engineer turned drone pilot checked equipment through FPV goggles. The UAV's camera feed, connected via hard-to-jam radio frequencies, displayed clear visuals. HUR intelligence confirmed the UAZ-452 would travel a dirt road outside Tokmak around 5 a.m. on July 16, when dim morning light offered ideal conditions for a surprise strike. A 5-member Ukrainian Special Forces team, alongside 3 local Tokmak resistance members, executed the plan in darkness. The FPV UAV was camouflaged with dry leaves and branches, hidden in a large tree hollow to avoid Russian reconnaissance. A temporary observation post was set up on a low hill 1.2 miles from the dirt road, where the drone pilot and 2 support members concealed themselves. They used a military-grade encrypted tablet to monitor the UAV signal and maintained contact with her via secure radio. The pilot double-checked the detonation system, ensuring the RPG-7 grenade would detonate on impact. Meanwhile, other team members scanned the road with infrared binoculars, ready to signal any threats from Russian patrols. As dawn broke, the UAZ-452 began its journey, its aging engine rumbling in the quiet. Inside, 2 Russian soldiers, a Skat 350M operator and a data analyst, sat on worn fabric seats beside the carefully packed drone. They chatted lightly, likely about the mission ahead, unaware of the looming danger. The bumpy dirt road led them past dry bushes and broken fences, the faint morning light concealing an invisible threat. From the hidden position, the Ukrainian drone pilot sprang into action. The FPV screen showed the dirt road in sharp detail, with the UAZ-452 moving slowly at about 18.6 miles per hour, trailing a thin dust cloud. The pilot maneuvered the FPV UAV at 16 feet altitude, using tree shadows and rough terrain to evade Russian radar. The drone flew at 37 miles per hour, staying 1,640 feet from the target to avoid detection by engine noise. As the UAZ-452 entered a narrow curve with limited visibility due to bushes, the observation team signaled "Target in range." The pilot accelerated the drone to 50 miles per hour, adjusting its angle to approach from behind, aiming for the van's rear door, its weakest point with just 0.16-inch thick steel. In the final 10 seconds, the pilot focused intensely, the FPV screen trembling slightly as the drone sped through crosswinds. The Russian soldiers seemed to sense something amiss. One glanced out the window, but it was too late. With the UAZ-452 164 feet away, the drone pilot pushed to maximum speed. The UAV streaked forward like an arrow, its small engine noise blending with the wind. Inside the van, the Russians heard a strange whine but had no time to react. The FPV UAV slammed into the rear door where the Skat 350M was stored. The RPG-7 grenade detonated instantly, unleashing a deafening blast that shattered the morning's calm. The explosion, equivalent to 4.85 pounds of TNT, created a 16-foot fireball, obliterating the van's rear compartment. Metal fragments, glass, and pieces of the Skat 350M scattered dozens of yards, some lodging in nearby bushes. Flames raged for 30 seconds, incinerating the van's interior and melting its tires into molten rubber. Black smoke rose 65 feet, visible from a village 1.9 miles away, alerting Russian forces and nearby civilians.
At the Russian command center near Tokmak, officers monitoring the crew's signals suddenly lost contact. The Skat 350M data feed went dark, and radio calls met with eerie silence. An officer shouted for confirmation of the UAZ-452's location, but no response came. Panic spread as an Orlan 10 reconnaissance UAV was urgently dispatched. Its footage revealed the UAZ-452 reduced to a blackened wreck with a 3.3-foot crater at the impact site. Russian officers ordered the area sealed, deploying a patrol of 10 soldiers and 2 BTR-80 armored vehicles to search for Ukrainian traces. Dense forest terrain and the Ukrainian team's swift withdrawal rendered the effort futile. A later Russian internal report confirmed the losses. 2 soldiers killed, a $50,000 Skat 350M destroyed, and the UAZ-452 totaled. Meanwhile, at the Ukrainian secret base, the mood was jubilant. As the drone pilot removed his FPV goggles and confirmed the target's destruction, brief laughter and enthusiastic shoulder pats erupted among the team. With no time for prolonged celebration, they packed up equipment, FPV goggles, controller, and tablet into waterproof backpacks. Camouflage was removed, and the tree hollow was filled with dirt to erase traces. The team withdrew via a 3.1-mile forest trail, moving under tree cover to avoid Russian UAVs. One member carried a frequency jammer, ready to activate if radar signals were detected. Within 20 minutes, they reached a safe rendezvous point where a civilian vehicle waited to transport them 18.6 miles to their main base. Her, in a July 16 statement cited by the Kiev Post, confirmed the destruction of the UAZ-452 and its crew, noting Russia's use of Skat 350M drones for reconnaissance and artillery targeting. The statement highlighted that the attack disrupted a planned Russian artillery barrage that noon, saving dozens of Ukrainian soldiers at the front. While not claiming direct responsibility, Her hinted at close coordination with Tokmak's local resistance, including civilians who provided intel on the van's route. The Tokmak strikes disrupted Russian reconnaissance, inflicting personnel and equipment losses while creating psychological pressure on Russian forces in Zaporizhzhia. The FPV UAV, built for about $500, neutralized a target worth tens of thousands, showcasing the stunning cost-effectiveness of asymmetric tactics. This victory not only weakened Russian scouting capabilities, but also boosted Ukrainian morale, reinforcing the belief that creativity and resolve can counter a stronger foe.